Things I didn't know I needed to baby proof until my son started crawling. My For You page has been spot on with recommendations. So I'm going to rapid fire some of the things that I'm working on in my house in case it's helpful. I saw this awful video about this mom whose son went to go grab his PJs out of the dresser. The dresser was huge, over 100 pounds, and she didn't even think it was a possibility that it could topple over on top of him, and it did. Thankfully, he was fine. So this is not meant to fearmonger. This is meant to help you remove the belief that it could never happen to you, because it happens to people all the time. And here are some things that I think we could do to minimize some of that. I was under the assumption that there would be a little bit of a ramp up. It went 0 to 100 in our house. So from crawling to standing to taking the first steps, whatever, that process goes really fast. So I want you guys to be proactive, not reactive like I was. This is all coming from learned experience. So what you can do is get on all fours and crawl around the house. Anything that you can reach, assume that they're going to be able to reach it as well. So what I personally did was I started with all the drawers and the cabinets, typically where you put cleaning supplies, breakables, things you wouldn't want them to get into anyway. So I got these invisible cabinet locks. I liked them because they were not an eyesore. If you want the link, just let me know and I can send it to you guys, but they're cheap. They come in a big pack. Just secure all of the things that your baby could get into. I then moved on to securing the stove, the oven, the dishwasher, the fridge, the toilet seats, all of these things I just assumed he wouldn't really have an interest in, and I was so wrong on that. So I bought these little safety, I don't even know what to call them, but again, I can send the link if you want, but it just keeps them in place, and they're really easy to toggle on and off if you need to get into it, which obviously you do. We're then going to anchor all of the heavy furniture, including the things that you assume are so heavy there's no way they could fall. Don't even make that assumption, just do it. Bookshelves, full-length mirrors, dressers, things like that. Outlet covers, you can buy a pack of like, I don't know how many, but they're super cheap. Cover all the outlets, and then I would also remove all the door springs from your house. This is personal experience. I watched my son pull the little white part off and try to put it in his mouth, so I just ripped them all out. I would reorganize the loose cords that you have hanging around your house, not just because they'll want to pull it out of the wall, but also because they'll want to pull the cord itself. And if it's connected to something up high, for example, a lamp on a table, and they're underneath the table and they're pulling it and it could fall, you know what I mean? I don't have pets personally, but I saw a lot of really good advice on basically just trying to keep your pet's bowls out of the way if possible. I know that may not even be feasible with animals, but if it is, something to think about. Same with houseplants, move them up high, not just because they'll want to rip all the leaves off, which is so sad, but some of them can be really toxic as well, so don't risk it. No longer going to drape anything onto a chair, not your purse, not a sweater, not a towel, not a backpack, because they'll want to pull it and then the chair will come back with it as well. So I stopped that habit immediately. I ended up installing just those little hooks, and then I just use that instead. It's also like looks better that way. And just keep on top of keeping the floors really clean. I am personally vacuuming multiple times a day now. It's so annoying, but I've just made it part of my routine because I can't tell you how many times I've watched my son find the smallest little speck of something in the corner and immediately goes to try and eat it. Now, with that said, of equal importance is getting up to date on CPR training. I believe they recently updated the protocol for babies under 1, so get up to date on that. And then I would also look into some sort of life vac. If you don't have one, that's something I added to my baby registry, and I'm really grateful to have it. But like, you need to know how to use it. You need to have it somewhere where it's easy to reach, and just have a game plan, because there will be a time where they're gonna put something into their mouth. That's what they do it. Trust me. And I'm like a hawk. I have eyes on him at all times, and he has still managed to do it. So know what you would do in that scenario. If I forgot anything, please put it into the comments. It's really helpful for me to continue learning from other moms, other parents, I should say, and it's helpful to other moms who come across the video. So anyway, there's nothing more important than keeping our babies safe. So I hope this helped.